I'm visiting Marty today to go through a complete leg workout. A lot of people neglect to do this. I'm one of those people. He's going to take us through strength, stability, power exercises, all three different planes of movements, simple moves, all the way through to advanced leg workouts. It's a whole different cycle, so let's get started.
First thing I want to go over when we talk about leg training is really how we should do leg training, what the proper progressions are, and some of the myths that I see in fitness all the time. My clients come in, they'll want to do leg training, they ask about the different machines. In all essence, I'll very rarely, if ever, use those machines. So we're going to take Nick through a progression today. We're going to start with 2 feet on the ground, teach him how to squat properly, and then as he advances, we'll get into step-ups, lunges, and single leg squats. We're also going to go through different levels of training. Today is going to be focused on stability training first in different planes of motion just with a simple squat. All right, Nick, so we're gonna go through squats. And again, a lot of times when I say we're gonna squat with somebody, they think of how much weight they're gonna put on their back. First, we're just gonna go through teaching how to do it. One great way is here with the TRX. So what I want you to do is you're gonna stand over here, you're gonna grab the handles, it just offsets your weight a little bit, and what's gonna allow us to teach you proper form. As we get into that, we'll make it a little harder, and then eventually you'll be able to squat without this, but right now this is the best way for you to learn the form. Okay. So first thing is I want you to do is stand with your feet hip width apart like we did in your assessment. Take one step back so your arms can be almost fully extended. All right, now the goal for this whole time is I want you to keep your feet straight. And I just want you to hold on to that as little as needed. I want you to think about using your hips first. A lot of people, they squat, they bend their knees first. Now I'm just gonna adjust your position here a little bit. I want your chest up, shoulders back, chin, follow my finger, so chin down. Down a little more, down a little more. Perfect, that's your form right there. Belly button should be in. Drive up through the hips and repeat that just like that.
Contrary to popular belief, squatting is one of the safer exercises you can perform in the gym, but you have to do it with correct form, and it's also something that's relatable to real life.
But there's no purpose putting a bar on your back right now and just squatting. You'd lift the weight, but we're again looking at how well you move, not how much weight you move. All right, Nick, what we did last time was what we call sagittal plane squat. That's just kind of going forward and back, which we tend to do majority of our life, but we need to train 2 other planes of motion. Frontal and transverse. We're gonna go frontal next. So we always master the sagittal first, a little bit easier for us because we live in that world. But now frontal, we do move side to side. So just as you saw me before, as I demonstrated, you're gonna do what we call a frontal plane squat. So your feet are gonna be straight, hip width apart, squat down, take a step to the side, and now bring your foot under and up. And now repeat, good. So squat, take a step out, and good. Try to keep your feet straight the whole time you can. So now you're getting that squat in the frontal plane.
Cool. Yeah, it's a whole different range.
Yep. And again, eventually we're going to slow down your tempo, give you the pause at the bottom. We can start working at the tempo to make it even more of a stability-based exercise by slowing you down. So the slower you go right now, the harder it's going to be, and that's what we want for this phase. Transverse plane, we just do it like a clock. Like I say, if I'm facing here, it's 12 o'clock, we're going to turn to 3. So I turn, squat, up, and then I come back. So again, I'm just teaching my body how to resist that rotational forces. Eventually when we get to one leg, in athletics that's extremely important, but again, if you can't reduce and produce force on 2 legs, you don't have the right to be doing it on 1 leg yet. Come all the way up though. Remember that just like in the TRX, you want that full extension all the way up.
Even though some of these moves may make you feel like you're an old man crawling around in the dark, it's really important to get your stability right first. Now this is the first video in a whole series on how to get leg workouts done properly with correct form. So remember to connect with us. I'm Nick Davey for KTV.